Shadow behind you. Have you ever felt like someone was watching you, even when no one was around? Jake was walking home late at night. The narrow path through the park was empty. Streetlights flickered, casting trembling shadows. Suddenly, he heard footsteps behind him, soft, almost imperceptible. He quickened his pace. The footsteps followed. He turned around, nothing, just empty space. The wind rustled the branches above. Jake chuckled nervously, just his imagination. But as soon as he started walking again, the sound returned. Closer this time. A cold chill crept down his spine. He spun around once more. Now, in the middle of the path, stood a shadow. Tall, undefined, like darkness given form. Jake blinked, and it was gone. With trembling fingers, he pulled out his phone, turned on the flashlight, and scanned the path. No one, just his own shadow stretching across the wet pavement. He took a step and froze. His shadow didn't move. Slowly it turned its head toward him and smiled. Jake's breath caught in his throat. His legs screamed at him to run, but he couldn't move. His shadow, no, that thing, was still there, still smiling. Then it took a step forward. Jake staggered back. His real shadow should have stayed in place, stretched by the streetlight behind him. But this one, it moved on its own. His phone slipped from his fingers, landing screen up on the pavement. The light flickered for a moment, and in that brief darkness, he heard it. A whisper too close to his ear. Finally, Jake spun, his pulse hammering in his skull. There was no one behind him. But when he turned back, the shadow was gone. Number not gone. It was now directly beneath his feet, and it was larger. The streetlight above him dimmed, like something was pulling the light away. His own hands, his own legs, started to sink, as if the pavement beneath him had turned to liquid night. Jake gasped and tried to move, but it was like stepping into tar. The shadow climbed up his legs, cold as death, swallowing him inch by inch. He wanted to scream, but before he could, the light above flickered back on. Jake stood there, panting, drenched in sweat. His shadow lay flat and normal on the ground. It was over, or at least that's what he thought. Then his shadow blinked and whispered, "See you soon."